Okay, so the one main question that I've been getting the most when doing these videos is, and I'm going to put it in my own words, which is how I clean, photograph, and list items to get the maximum profit. That's kind of what it all comes down to. So I'm going to give you a step-by-step for 2026. Are you ready? Today I'm walking you through my exact process for cleaning, photographing, and listing items in order for them to sell faster than they would if they weren't in any of this. And you can sell them for more money sometimes. So no fluff, just real world steps that work in 2026. Let's dive in. I know I'm nuts. I know. Preparation and cleaning. So before I ever pick up my camera, I make sure that my items are camera ready. So I'll check for stains, tears, so many different things, sequence being off, little things that are just so little, but you still have to check for those. When I'm checking for any kind of stains or anything, I usually use natural light, but you can use whatever light is good enough for you. I find in natural light, you can see it better. So I'll also remove tags if that is needed and make sure everything looks presentable. And when I say remove tags, of course, I don't remove tags that are for new with tags, but I do take off the tags that I get from the thrift store, of course. Otherwise, people will know I paid $3. And even if they do, they'll be happy with the prices they get. But yeah, you don't want to do that. So just make sure everything looks fresh and presentable. And if an item needs a little love and care because by mistake I brought it home with a spot or a tear or anything like that, I give it a little extra care, whether it's seeing if I could get the stain out first or throwing it in the wash with a stain remover. I try all those little things first. And I also steam anything that needs to be steamed. Everything doesn't need to be steamed, but there are things that really, really do. And it's definitely a better sell and you'll make more money if you steam it and that gown looks like a gown, not like a crunched up dress that was thrown in the corner. Buyers notice these details. Think about when you're looking for something online. If it wasn't clean, it wouldn't inspire you to buy, right? But take a look for all those. Maybe you're someone who buys things like that, and that's fine. I just found that it doesn't behoove me, I love that word, to do that, because every time I do that, either it doesn't sell and stays in my closet forever, or someone buys it and then wants to return it because it has a stain or a flaw that was marked with an asterisk in the listing. So when you set up your photo area, in the beginning when I started doing mine, and I'm back to that now most of the time, I have just a little area I'll take a picture of and put it in here that I literally hang the hanger on my thermostat, and that's how I take pictures. But I also take out the background. I don't just use that background. So here's the magic part. Photos are everything in your listing. It's like when you walk into an office building, the receptionist is the first thing you see. The photos are the first thing they see. That's going to make or break it for most people. So I use that clean, natural background. It's just a painted wall. It's cream color. And so that the item pops, even if I'm going to use a background remover, it's nice to do it there because it pops and then the background remover does its thing and takes out exactly what is needed. I also would suggest no cluttered backgrounds. Sometimes, and you know, I'm guilty of all these things over time. I've been doing this for about 6 years, and that's why I share it with you. So don't take the picture with a bunch of clutter around it. Even if you want to take a picture to style something, somehow make it known that that bag in the middle is what it is, even if you put red about that clean background. And I want to tell you what I do, because if I wanted to right now, I could take a picture on my arm, I could take it on my legs, I could take it anywhere I want to, as long as there's a clash in the colors, basically, because I use a background remover. So I can take it anywhere now, but that's how I started in the beginning. And I've mentioned this in other videos. I've had a mannequin. Her name was Quinn. If you're someone who's been with me a long time, you know that. And I also had the white screen in the background. I don't know why I keep forgetting what that is. And then I had, what else did I have? Oh, I have little mannequins, half mannequins. You don't need any of that. The only thing that Quinn was great for was gowns, you know, long things. But another thing, when you're taking pictures, you can take them either in natural light. You'll find that time of day, you'll literally, and when the time changes, you'll be like, ah! So, but you'll find that time of day, that's the perfect time of day. Now, if you don't have bright windows, or if your room that you're working in doesn't have a window, then a ring light is great. Some people use those white boxes. I'm just using an old light when I take pictures that is very, very bright, but I also do have a big light that I put on a tripod and use depending on the pictures. And if you're a beginner, you may be wondering, well, how many pictures do I take? What do I take a picture of? If I'm dealing with clothing, I do front, back. I get a close-up. So if I was doing this, yes, I'm wearing Hello Kitty again. I would get a close-up of Hello Kitty. I would get a close-up of this. Not everybody does this whole thing, but I like doing it. I think that it brings the item to life because you see it right in front of you. It's not just a long image sitting there. Don't ask. So I get the front, the back, those things. I also take pictures of the tags that are on the back. And on women's clothing, there's usually a tag. I think it's funny, I do it so automatically. I don't know. I think it's on the, right-hand side. And then I'll do, and I like putting in details of the fabric. So that's why I do that side tag. I also make sure I put in, as I said, any imperfections or flaws, anything that I know will be needed that someone would ask. Now, I'm a little nutty, but I aim for all 16 photos that I could put into Poshmark. Other sites don't give you that many, so I'd say go for 8 to 10, 8 to 12. People really want to see what it is that they're buying. And if you're on a site that you could put in a video, please do. I keep trying on Poshmark. Some stay, some don't. Some tell me all the time, your video did not load. So yeah, but if you're on other sites and you could put in a video, or Poshmark, you may have no issues whatsoever, then do that. I will say that the better the pictures, I remember reading this recently, the people who have strong photos with each item, listing with more quality photos, tend to sell faster and rank higher on sites like eBay and Poshmark. So that's great. Okay, so now I'm just talking about clothing here, but if I was taking a picture of this, most people will know what this is. Most people won't, okay? I would do here, 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 and then I would get close up with this, close up with that. This way, they have nothing that they can ask. Now, would I measure it? I don't need to because it says it on there. So the next thing is angles, like for something like that. Angles in photos, the best practices for me is to think like the best practice is to think like a buyer. What do I want to see when I look at those photos? So for clothing, what I do right now is either up on my wall, up on my wall. That's not going to be there. I'm going to make a commitment to you. You are going to see a change in this over the next few months. Anyway, for accessories, you want to make sure you capture what it feels like, the texture. You know how you can see that in pictures? Like if I go like this, you know this isn't a regular t-shirt. But yeah, if I did that even in the picture, you'd know because it stretches. So make sure you do capture its texture and any tags that are on items too, just like you would on the clothing, and keep an eye out for the signatures on the bottom. And that all goes with however you take these pictures. Take it of all angles, all parts. When we do this and when we list everything, including the flaws, it kind of makes the buyer trust you more because they're not going to send you something and then say, oh no, it didn't have a flaw. So I also heard and have seen this before, and I'm just going to look at it because I made sure I had it so I say it right. It's a pro tip. So consistency across listings builds trust and makes your closet look professional, and I must agree with that. Editing your photos. So you want to do this quickly, especially if you're someone who watches your time. Me, I'm home. I know we're all home, but I can do it anytime, all day. But for most people, you want to do it quickly. What I do with my photos, because I don't use a software, is I crop them right in my Google, I forget what it's called, in my gallery. I crop off any dead space. What else do I do? Oh my goodness, I forgot. Oh yeah, I brighten the photos, and I also make sure that the color is accurate. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I always have troubles with reds, and some blues. How about you? Comment below if your reds don't look their color when you take pictures. And if they do look their color, tell me what kind of lighting you use. Please. Okay. So accurate colors make happier buyers. I remember once I sent something to someone that was cream and they thought it was pink in the photo, and that was my mistake. So of course I took a return on that. So some platform tips that have to do with this. eBay loves white backgrounds. Poshmark photos with a white background and lifestyle shots do especially well, they say. I only do it with a white background. I'm not even sure what a lifestyle shot is. Listing it right. And when I say this, I've said this in other videos before, but if you haven't watched me before, welcome. Titles matter. Use clear SEO-friendly titles with brand, item type, color, size, and key descriptors. That's how buyers find your listing. Now, the key descriptors nowadays are the aesthetic cores, things like mystical, magical, granny core, punk, gorp core, just so many. I don't even want to get into them. But let me know if you want me to do videos on the cores so you know what to put in your listing and keywords. I'd love to do that. So in your descriptions, be honest. I'm just going over what I said. Be honest. Include measurements, include notes, include flaws, and whatever you need to, and make sure they're photographed well. Turn on offers if you want engagement, or just make sure that if someone likes something, you make them an offer soon. I don't make it as soon as they like it, but of course, if you set it up to do it automatically, it will send it, I believe, as soon as they like it. So that's my exact flow. Clean it, photograph it, and list it, but first come up with good titles and descriptions. I guess I kind of call it thoughtful details, because you do let the person know everything. And that's the best way to do it, because when they get it, it is exactly what you said or better. Sometimes I'll even put, when I can't get the right color, I'll say brighter and better looking in person. And the person will send me a message after they received the item and said, oh my God, you're so right. It's so much brighter. It's so much prettier, whatever. I've gotten a couple of those over the years. So that was good. And that's my flow. So if you liked this video, leave a comment, press like, subscribe, do all those fun things, and I will see you in the next video. I appreciate you so much.